Production generally has been increasing over the years. Since 2002, actually for the last decade, it has been over 100,000 tons. Now it does fluctuate. About 3 years ago, it reached a maximum of about 140,000 tons. It fell a bit, so prices improved. Now it's increasing. I would say it's about 110, 120 at the moment, of mainly sea bass and sea bream. As regards the recession, it's interesting because most of the companies, all the companies really, are export oriented. So the product sells in foreign markets. So this has not been, this industry has not been affected directly by the recession in Greece. The problem is that there have been increases in cost of energy, indirect increases in other aspects, in transport, in overall costs of a company. That has put more pressure on the cost, and most importantly, most of the industries, most of the companies in Greece have very high loans, very high debt, and they have very high financial cost, and that cost goes to the overall production cost, and it reduces the profit margin. So that is a problem. The first thing is to overcome the liquidity problem, the cash flow problems, which is very difficult with the loan they have. Once they overcome that, I think it comes down to the basics, which is an issue for the last 10-15 years, to invest on marketing and promotion, both in the internal market as well as on the foreign markets, because it is very important to change the overall attitude that people have towards aquaculture and its products. That will increase demand for the products within the national market, and it would also improve the image of these products in the foreign markets. Given that they are of very good quality, this quality is not always communicated to the retailer and to the end consumer. It's hard at the moment to say that we're talking about sustainability in the long term. Companies need to survive the current crisis, the cash flow problems that they have for the long term, how they're going to restructure their own companies and be in the long term profitable. In social terms, I think that the message of corporate social responsibility is passing through to many of the Greek companies. Of course, they're respecting their environment. We have very stringent laws and regulations coming either from the European Union or from the national legislation. We have to follow these rules. So at the environmental level, I think we are doing quite well. There should be in two ways. One is to try and find ways of new technological advancements that have to deal with the siting of the farm, probably moving further away from the coast to deeper waters and all that, because there's a lot of pressure in the coastal zone. So that is one aspect of technology that needs to be more researched. The other one is on species, definitely on fast-growing species. We should not have species that cannibalize the market of sea bass and sea bream with similar species, but we need to find other species, such as migger, which is a very good fast-growing species that can yield big fillets. It could be raw material for processing, for adding value to the fish. At the European Union level, I think the greatest challenge is to decide whether we're going to continue to have this subsidy system. Subsidies are good when you want to start an industry, you have to have a time frame to boost the industry up to a point, but you cannot give at all times money. You can shift the support of the financial support of the state or the European Union towards more cooperative aspects, more collective aspects, such as collective marketing, collective research, and all that, but not direct cash grants to the companies for production purposes. So this is an issue that should be dealt at the European Union. Again, at European Union level, we have very strict laws. We need to have them. On the other hand, we do import products of aquaculture from third countries that have not been produced under these regulations, and this is unfair trade. So on the one side we are protecting the environment and we are protecting the consumer of Europe, but we are not protecting the consumer of Europe when we import products produced in other countries with much more less safe, if you can say that word, regulations, and also we're not protecting the environment of these regions.